We ask you to please rise, if you haven't already, for the playing of our national anthem, sung by the 82nd Airborne Division.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We thank the Denmark American Legion Post 363 under Commander Pat Wisniewski. And we thank all veterans and all members of active duty status. And with that, we wish both teams the best of luck. Denmark and Viroqua for the Wisconsin American Legion Class A State Championship.
Welcome back to Denmark, Wisconsin. Ken Manning, Western Wisconsin Video Productions, LLC, as here we are with the state championship game. It's game number 15. Along to my left-hand side, Carl Zuby from Viroqua. Carl driving up here today. You're going to drive up? Might as well play two, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what we're going to do.
What a game number one that was.
I was a nervous wreck.
Well, you know, the Viroqua boys ahead 10-1, kind of lost control a little bit in the fifth inning, was able to pull everything back together after they tied it up 10-10. Kind of regrouped, gathered themselves, and I think they collected themselves enough to head into this game with some good baseball ahead of them.
Here's a ground ball by Kapanos to Griffin Olsen, now playing shortstop as Clayton Slack is doing the pitching here for Viroqua. Evan Hubach again behind the plate, and it's a 6-3 putout. Kapanos, the shortstop, an excellent shortstop here today, and we have these final three teams, Waupun, Viroqua, and Denmark. They have some outstanding athletes in the positions that they're playing. And they have the ability, Carl, to play other positions. For example, Camden Oliver now playing third base here again, second game in a row. Here's a ground ball, first base side, and Matheson, who is either pitching or will play the outfield, and every once in a while plays first. He scoops it up for an unassisted play.
And they've got a great utility player in Griffin Olson who can play just about any position there is. So they kind of move him around, fill in who's ever pitching. A nice called strike one.
We've seen him at, besides pitching, we've seen him at second. We've seen him at third base, shortstop when Clayton is pitching. Yeah, he is. And then he'll fill in catching if Hubash decides to have him pitch a little bit. So you need people like that.
Well, if you had listened to the radio at all yesterday, Pete and Gary kept referring to our infield as vacuum cleaners, just sucking everything up.
Well, they were doing a lot of that, that's for sure. Called strike, it's 2-2 now. Brendan Miller was the one who hit that ground ball to Matheson. Miller going on to college to play college ball. Swing and a miss as Conco goes down, and Slack and team will have themselves a 1-2-3 inning here against the Denmark team. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We'll take a quick break and come right back. My shout out down home to Ithaca, my mom and the brother Terry, Beth, and Noel watching today. So a quick shout out to them. Hope you're having fun enjoying things. And my thanks to Terry and Beth. I'm house sitting, though I'm here in Denmark. Can't figure that one out. We'll be back in a moment.
For Denmark, number 15, Reese Biontek.
Thanks going out to a couple of those sponsors. VMH, Vernon Memorial Healthcare, since 1956. They continue to bring some of the best health care to the area, staying up to date with everything, the least invasive surgeries and such, if need be, for you in the Vernon County area. Well, let's turn the mic over to Caro as Viroqua's up to bat.
Well, leadoff hitter Griffin Olson playing shortstop tonight after a pretty good showing on the bump for Viroqua in the 4 o'clock game. They called strike one. Now he's going to foul one back over the third base dugout for strike number 2.
Well, we got that third camera back up and running, third base side here. What happened was a foul ball had come up and hit near the fence, right next to the camera, and it popped the viewfinder shut, and it was, it turned itself off. Says, I'll take a nap.
He'll foul one straight down for That was still strike 2. 1-2 the count to Olson. And he'll take a ball inside, 2-2 the count.
Thanks going out to Vernon Electric, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Comes to affordable electrical energy in the Vernon County area and beyond. Well, what a job they continue to do with that affordable electrical energy.
Well, a called strike 3 will get Griffin Olson looking for the first out of the bottom of the first inning. The catcher, number 17, Hubach, Evan Hubach, up to bat.
Piontek doing the pitching here, and he's a good one.
So Evan was 3 for 5. No, 2 for 5. He reached on an error.
Okay.
Called strike for strike number 1.
On base percentage is good, though.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, that's pretty cool.
And a rip down the first base line is going to draw the first baseman over, but he'll be able to reach the bag in time for out number 2. And that will bring up Clayton Slack. Slack pitching this game.
An interesting note here for the fans. Denmark, of course, won the Division II state baseball championships, the WIAA championships. Their first 2 pitchers had an ERA of under 1. In fact, I think one of them was like .4 something, and the other one was .78 or I mean, it was just crazy figures. So when you get something like,
wow.
and then their number 3 pitcher, of all things, was like a 1.2. I mean, it was just, I mean, it was phenomenal what they had in pitching.
Wow.
So there's a good reason why they're in this championship game. And Piontek was one of those pitchers.
So just a bit outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count to Slack. 2 outs, Oliver on deck.
The other interesting fact here, too, Carl, is that Miller, who is catching, this is Brennan, he is the 3rd string catcher. Their first 2 catchers are hurt.
Oh, wow. And outside for ball 4, so that's going to move Slack down to first base and bring up Camden Oliver.
And Brennan Miller, the catcher, is the number 1 pitcher. So, but he pitched last night. So I don't know if he has any pitches left for him to be able to throw tonight.
Well, they can't throw 2 days in a row.
Oh, that, yeah. So then I'm pretty sure he pitched last night. I'd have to go back and take a look at things.
And Waupun, the Denmark lost to
Waupun 5-0. But but Denmark was the last undefeated team, so they draw the bye when there's 3 teams left, and they get to sit back and literally let Waupun and Viroqua duke it out.
And they did too. If you watch that game,
oh my
crap,
that was crazy, wasn't it? A 12-10 victory for Viroqua to push themselves into this championship game.
Well, 1-1 the count to Oliver. Oliver put one. Did he get a home run last inning? The last game?
Last game, yep.
Him and Noah Matheson. And keeping Slack honest over at first base.
Yeah, his was a 3-run shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, Cameron's was.
Yeah.
So much happened in that game, I forgot half of it. Some of it I might have blocked out. I'm not sure.
Well, there was some you'd want to block out. Like the 9 runs that Waupun put up on the board. That was a nightmare.
Yeah. 2-1 the count to Oliver. 2 outs. Slack running from first base. And strike 2. So he'll even the count up.
He was thinking right there to jump out to a 2-0 lead.
In the dirt, that's going to send Slack to second. And these guys, after just watching just this tournament, let alone what's happened this season, have got to know that there's some pretty powerful hitters in Viroqua's lineup.
Right.
I suppose all these teams, especially these last three, have really put a lot of respect towards each other on what their abilities can do.
Well, they're consistently in the top 5 of any kind of poll, it seems like.
Well, they're going to catch Oliver looking on strike 3. So they're going to leave one on. No runs on no hits. And after one complete, still scoreless.
We'll come back with more here from Denmark.
Leading things off at the top of the second for Denmark, third baseman number 2, Logan Poplum.
Well, we're going to go into the top half of inning number 2. Viroqua is the home team here based on the coin flip. Poplum, cleanup hitter, starting things off. He is playing third base today.
With a low strike zone.
Yeah, that's something that you'll have to make the adjustment. I think the other strike zone might have been a little bit higher. Count is 2-1. Ground ball. Backhand play. The throw is...
Little late. That's a tough throw to make, but a great stop by Griffin.
Yeah. So...
Poplum with the infield single.
Going to be an infield single. That was a tough backhand play.
Batter.
Well,
Griffin,
now...
Griffin Olsen playing short just a little bit more towards third than what Clayton was.
Uh-huh. Here's a bunt, and now we're going to get a throw back down to first and diving back in. Hubach tried to snap that one down.
Well, he got one from Waupun. That was second inning.
Yeah. Somewhere in there, second or third, yes. That was big. Another bunt. They'll go to second base to get the lead runner. Nice job by Slack getting off the mound.
A great heads-up baseball play by Slack to get the lead runner.
Fielder's choice, then the sacrifice not complete.
Poplum out at second on the fielder's choice.
So one down. Here is Reese Piontek, the pitcher.
Reese Piontek.
We'll stay with this picture where we've got the runner at first to see if there's a throw over or they take off. Here's a ball popped up. Left field coming on is Ashton Swanson. He'll make the grab. That's not, is it? Yeah, that is Ashton out there.
Yep.
Had to do a double take.
Got that big head of hair.
Yes.
Can't keep his hat on.
I
wonder if he's sponsored by some of these hair care products.
We'll have to ask him sometime. 2 down. Here is DeGran. Ground ball. That is right into the mitt. I couldn't even punch the button in time for that one. Right into the mitt of Matheson. He steps on the bag. It's a bang-bang play. No runs on one hit. One runner left on base after 1.5. No score yet here at Denmark. We'll come back with more in just a moment. There I am. Back we come. Our thanks going out to the Viroqua Legion, sponsoring today's broadcast, wishing the 138ers the best of luck, along with the team, not only the team, but the coaches, continue to play with pride and compassion.
We're going to start things off in the second inning with Braden Lendoski, the center fielder. First pitch, a ball. Be a little high for ball 2. Now you can kind of sit back and wait for his pitch.
Right.
And a low strike 1.
Tried to jump on that one, but sliced that one foul.
He was, Lendoski was 1 for 3. No, he was 0 for 3, but he was on base twice, once with a fielder's choice and walked in the first inning. And they're going to get him looking for out number 1.
Piontek is not afraid, Carl, to throw that little tight curve with you know, a full count or 2-2, whatever. He's coming after it.
Well, the first baseman, Noah Matheson. Now watch an outside pitch for ball 1. Ashton Swanson, the left fielder, on deck. And a swinging foul tip for strike number 1. And he'll pop this one up. The second baseman's going to head back, but the right fielder's going to come over towards center field and look like he snow-coned that one.
Oh, boy. That one was he had a run, too. He kept that arm stretched out to show the umpires that he did have a hold of the ball. Our thanks going out to Viroqua Hills Golf. Thanks to the guys out there that remind you, stop in to the establishment there and have a sandwich at the end of your 18 rounds.
Ooh, they're going to get him with that check swing for strike 1. Ashton went 0 for 4, but was hit by a pitch in the 7th inning to get on base. So he's looking for his first hit of the day. No better time than now. 1-1 the count. He's going to catch the outside corner for strike number 2.
Early bird golf rates, too, coming up if they haven't already started here, usually in August.
He watches ball 2 go down. 2-2 the count. Swanson fouls one back.
Well, the Viroqua Food Cooperative, your only fully organic grocery store in Viroqua. They've got a hot bar, indoor, outdoor seating, just a great time there, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Stop in today.
Full count to Swanson. And they're going to catch him looking.
There it is again.
So Viroqua will go 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the second inning, still scoreless after 2 complete. So we will check out some of these awesome commercials from our wonderful sponsors and come back with the top of the third after this.
Well, we'll start things off by saying thank you to the Viroqua Dental Center supporting today's broadcast. When it comes to your dental care provider, there's no one better than the Viroqua Dental Center and Dr. Leanne Klum. And thanks going out to the VFW supporting the many veterans in the area. The VFW lends itself to welcoming all veterans of all ages. No one does more for veterans than the VFW. Well, we get things started. It's going to be the 8-9-1 part of the order for Denmark. There's a strike. Slack comes right back to even the count. Goes up, I should say, 1-2.
First pitch was a called strike. Great curveball by Slack. What a pitcher's duel we've got going here.
Man, I guess. Well, Lareless goes down looking.
Valerius caught looking for the first out.
Out number 1. That is the second strikeout of the ball game for Slack. Piontek, he's got to have what, 3 or 4?
He's got 4.
Yeah. Offering coming in. It's going to be a fly ball out towards right center. Long run, but guess what? Lendoski is there to make the grab. Boy, can he get up and move.
And all the ones that Denmark has, who's the pitcher for Denmark?
Piontek.
All of them have been called strike threes.
That's right, yeah. Yeah. That's a tough one when you get this backward K put up there. Here's Campanos, the top of the order. He's been a tough out. He had a little bit of a struggle last night against Waupun. I think he wound up taking the collar on things, but in the previous games prior to that, look out. But even your leadoff man is going to have, a game once in a while where they're just, not able to get the hit, or they don't get the bounce. And there's a straight fastball, and I think that surprised Campanos. At the knees, and it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Clayton Slack and the 138ers. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We're going to go to the 4th. No score in the ball game. Thanks going out to the Friends of West Salem Baseball who supported today's broadcast or are supporting the broadcast, and, of course, all the different levels in that West Salem area. Terrific job they continue to do.
We've got the 8-9-1 batters, and Kowalczyk with a base hit. Oh, yes. Base hit's going to get by the left fielder, and he's going to get 2 on this.
Boy, that left fielder got over there, but did he just overrun it, or will the ball just get over? He overrun it a little bit, yeah.
That ball had a little bit of a curve.
I was going to say, kind of came back on him.
Back towards left field, and that's the first hit of the baseball game by Kowalczyk.
Wow, give him a double on that one and a runner on. Now, we were talking a little bit in between innings here, Carl. This could come down to who can do some of the little things in baseball.
Yeah, this is going to be, I mean, with the caliber of teams that we've seen, just the last 3 are the number 1, number 2, and number 3 teams in the state.
Yeah.
It's going to come down. It's going to be a low-scoring game. And we're going to pinch hit for Ferget. Looks like Aiden McDowell is going to pinch hit for Ferget.
Well, you know what his purpose is.
He is going to bunt. And if I know that, those 9 people out there for Denmark know this as well.
That's upstairs,
He's going to pull it back for ball 1.
Well, let's keep it with our third base camera here so we can watch the runner over at second base.
And they're going to throw down the second, keep Kowalczyk back. That'll be ball 2 to McDowell.
Miller, the catcher, doing that throw. Our thanks to Vernon Communications. Hope you're enjoying this championship game on Channel 14 and, of course, the stream. My thanks to all the great crew down there.
Look for McDowell to square back up and lay a nice bunt down first baseline. That's going to move Kowalczyk to third on the safe, slide in, and move McDowell as a single.
That was crazy. That actually goes down as a fielder's choice.
Fielder's choice, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, because he could have gone to first. I anticipated a little too quickly there, and I hit the first base button and thinking he was going to turn and go for the sure out.
Well, and Kowalczyk probably could have, if he'd have held up just a little bit, they probably would have thrown the first.
Yep.
He took off like a bullet. So top of the order, Griffin Olson, no outs, runners on the corners. So runner in scoring position. It's just what you want when you've got your powerhouse batters coming up in the lineup. And a nice rip right past the first baseman into right field. That's going to score Kowalczyk. They're going to hold McDowell up on second base. And Griffin Olson with a single.
Wow. You know, what a great at-bat there, coming back from a called strike 3 in the first inning. And he just put the lumber on the ball and comes up with an RBI. Taking a look here, our thanks going out to Vespak Oil and Propane, Todd, Tina, Ryan, and Eric, reminding you to stop in their 24/7 pump and give them a call if you're looking at a summer fill.
Runners on first and second. Evan Hubach, the catcher, up to bat, no outs. Viroqua now up by 1. The throw back down to second base is going to roll into center field, but McDowell not in a position to get up and turn and run.
He'll just watch the ball go out there.
He's like, all right, I'm not going to. Goes back to those little mistakes. We can't. If you're in the state championship Legion game, you can't make little mistakes.
Nothing crazy, right? Yeah.
Pretty conservative right now. We got a lot of game to get through. Hubach squared up to bunt, but a pitch is going to go right down. Great stop by Miller behind the plate. Got the shortstop and the third baseman moving.
The way that Miller jumped out of that crouch and he got the ball bare hand, ready to rifle it down to third.
McDowell staying pretty tight to second base. called strike. So it is the 1-1 or 1-2?
1-1. Denmark expecting the bunt here. Thanks going out to the VFW, as we mentioned already. And let's see, who else do we want to say thanks? To the Ledgers of St. Mary's Fond du Lac supporting today's broadcast.
Another throw back to second. One hopper to the second baseman. McDowell able to get back in under the radar.
Tell you what, that Ledger team, they had a fun squad. They played well. They continue to run Kapanos all the way from second base, even though he's the shortstop. He runs over to second to try and keep McDowell on the bag, and then he sprints to third as the third baseman is coming up for the expected bump. That's Paplum.
Maybe he doesn't have his steps in for the day. He's trying to get caught up.
There you go.
High ball two. Even in the count is Hubac. So do you give Hubac the green light? Oh, in the dirt. Full count now to Hubac.
Wow.
We about have to, I don't know. Do you give him the green light to swing away, or?
Well, it's 3-2, so if it's anything, yeah, I think you swing away now.
You know, you've got
he's a good hitter.
Slack on deck and Oliver in the hole. Be nice to give those guys a full round of bases. That's going to go right over the second baseman. That's going to score McDowell. What a great single, great time to get that single by Hubac. Nice hit.
Well, just a good swing. It was an easy stroke. Very solid, compact, stayed within himself. And now we're going to get a little chat coming out here on the mound as one of the coaches will come out to chat with the whole team. Thanks to Sleepy Hollow, be sure to stop in. If you got a vehicle, an extra vehicle that you're not using, well, run it over to Sleepy Hollow. They'll take a look and they'll have one of the sales reps talk to you about buying your car or truck, whatever it might be. We'll take a break and be right back. Back we come. Our thanks also going out to the Roth Family Cremation Center. We'll talk about them in just a moment.
So we've got Clayton Slack at the plate. Runners on the corners and Hubac and Olsen. Swing and strike one. Nobody out. Viroqua up 2-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. Great place in the order to have guys on base outside ball one.
Well, you got a good base runner with Hubac and a savvy runner at third.
This is going to be popped up to the second baseman. Adjust it a little bit to his right, and we get underneath it for the first out of the inning.
Slack with just a little bit too much of an uppercut
Miller retires Slack for
on that one.
That'll bring up Oliver,
baseman, number 23,
who's following up a great game one to get to the championship game. Oliver was 2 for 4 with a single and a home run, and then got to first base on a fielder's choice in the 6th inning. Saw ball 1. Hubac itching to get over to second base. And that'll catch just the outside corner of the plate for strike number 2. Following Oliver in the lineup is Braden Lendoski. They're going to check the runner.
Oh, yeah.
And get into a pickle.
Oh.
And the first baseman, actually Hubac stumbled. The first baseman ran past him and got back to first. Talk about a lucky play there.
What is that new dance step called?
The Hubac. They're going to call it the Hubac.
Yeah, I guess so. Holy smokes. I don't know if I've ever seen that one like that.
You know, when we talk about those little mistakes, and you can't have those. And sometimes mistakes like that end up in our favor. That's going to be inside for ball 2.
Well, you're almost ready to concede the out when you're caught off guard like that.
Well, I think Hubac kind of stumbled, realizing that he wasn't that far behind him. He just kept going. High for ball 3. 3-1 the count to Oliver. Oliver now can be a little bit more selective. I dare them to throw a pitch inside.
Oof.
Dare ya. That's going to be a chopper foul right over to the Denmark dugout to bring the count 3-2.
Well, the Roth Family Cremation Center, that's Jeff and Chris, remind you to give them a call at 637-3611 as they their motto, celebrating life's journey together.
So what do you throw to Oliver on a 3-2 pitch?
Oh, that curveball.
They got him out number 2, got Oliver swinging. That'll bring up the center fielder, Braden Lendoski. Runner still on the corners. Haven't got Hubac over to second. He's probably a little leery now to take off.
I would think so. I would be if I was him. O'Reilly Auto Parts helping us out in Viroqua. Keep your vehicle running smooth, looking sharp. Top-notch vehicle products. O'Reilly Auto Parts on the north side.
Low pitch, ball 1. Lendoski 0 for 4, but reached base twice, once on a walk and once on a fielder's choice in game number 1 tonight. Outside, they're going to throw back to the pitcher. They're going to get Griffin Olsen back to third base safely. Hubac now standing comfortably at second. So 2 guys now in scoring position for Lendoski.
Yeah, Braden will look to punch one to the outfield.
2-0 the count. He'll watch that one come in over the plate. The breaking ball down in.
That split-second decision on the pitch, I tell you what, you got to have a great eye.
Most of these guys are probably throwing high 70s, low 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would certainly think so, yeah.
Lendoski will foul that back to even up the count at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He likes that little tight curveball. That's going to get him swinging, but a drop, strike 3. They're going to send Griffin Olsen from third, hold Hubac at second, and Lendoski will reach first base comfortably. So we'll call that, would you call that an E2?
It's a pass ball. That's a good one. Part of me says yes, I would. I mean, I would just because that allowed the run to score. Could be a wild pitch, I suppose.
First baseman, number 21, Noah Matheson.
Well, my book's not official, so.
I'll have to always talk to Coach Hamilton or Coach Swanson here sometime and
see how that goes.
Yeah.
The runners on the corners on the corners for Matheson, the first baseman. That's twice now. Hubac reached on a drop strike 3 in the first game tonight.
Yep.
And like you had mentioned before, the catcher right now is actually their third string catcher.
He's a good athlete, a terrific athlete, but again, you're not that accustomed to being behind there.
1-1 the count to Matheson. Ball in the dirt, and that's going to score Hubac from third. And they threw down to second to try and get Lendoski, but that ball rolled out into center field. But Lendoski staying there, being held up by the third base coach, Kelly Olson. 2-1 the count to Lendoski. Or Matheson. High for ball 3. You can almost see the frustration right now.
Yeah. Well, and Brennan Miller, the catcher, he was more upset with himself than anything, letting 2 balls bounce away from him, allowing those 2 runs.
They're going to walk Matheson and bring up Ashton Swanson, the left fielder.
Puts runners at first and second. Ashton Swanson, the
Swanson
left fielder,
still looking for his first hit of the day. What a better time to do it with 2 outs and runner on first and second in the championship game.
Yeah, he's kind of been snake bit a little bit here, though he's been caught looking a couple of times.
He'll foul one back. 1-1 now the count to Swanson. You see Kowalczyk speed over and grab the ball.
Jenkins Stittelberg and Men Law Offices helping us out today.
Ball in the dirt. That's going to send Lendoski to third.
Experience, skillful guidance when it comes to protecting you and your family. Be sure to stop in at Jenkins Stittelberg and Men Law Offices. Thanks to Mr. David Jenkins.
Date in my book, I got Lendoski still at first. Lendoski's at third. Matheson still held up at first base. 2-1 the count to Swanson. High ball 3.
That one nearly got him on the hands. I hope you're enjoying tonight's ball game out there at Nordic Lanes. Terrific pizzas and other specials throughout the week.
And Swanson will pop one up to right field for out number 3.
Thanks to Scott and Sue Sordahl. Go ahead, Carl, sorry.
So Viroqua scoring 4 runs on 3 hits and 2 left on base for the bottom of the 3rd inning. So we'll get some messages from our sponsors and come back with the top of the 4th after this.
fourth inning for Denmark. Catcher, number 21.
Well, as we come back, our thanks going out to Main Street Mobile Mart. Rob and the crew remind you, stop in, check out their deli. They always have something pretty good there. Great coffee for selections, and just your only family-owned convenience store in Viroqua. Here we go with the top of the fourth inning. Denmark trailing Viroqua by a score of 4-0 here. Batting from the right-hand side. Ooh, spun him around on that one. Slack came inside to Brennan Miller. Miller, the catcher, and he is an excellent hitter. In the number 2 spot, he'll take a strike. It's 2-1. Slack coming right back, and that's fouled off in on the hands, and it's 2-2. Glad to have everyone on board here today, and boy, what a week it's been. Here's a fly ball to left field. Swanson is there. He'll make the grab. Miller flying out for the first out in the inning. Here is Hayden Kunkel, center fielder. He has covered a lot of ground out there. Pops the first one up. And a nice grab right there by Hubach. That ball came back to him a little bit.
It's really the first one he's ever had a chance at here today.
Right. You're absolutely right, Carl. That is first one today. So a pop out. 2 down. And this is going to be Paplum, the cleanup hitter.
That first pitch just dropped a little bit too late. And a little chin music.
That's for sure.
Just making sure your helmet fits all right.
2-0 now. Slack coming back again, tight on the shoulders.
These 2 pitches like that, I wonder if he said something about his girlfriend.
You wonder. 3-0 now. And it's going to be ball 4. 4 straight pitches, and a walk is issued here to Paplum.
Brings up second baseman.
Here is Luke Miller, younger brother to Brennan. Left-handed hitter. Luke, I believe, is going to be a junior, if I remember right. Called strike at the knees. So 0-1. Ground ball, chop foul.
Well, Slack way ahead on the count, 0-2.
Put one on the outside part of the plate, and it was a ball. Wanted to see if could get Miller to go fishing a little bit, but Luke stayed home on that one. Quick toss over to first base and back in. Here's the offering, and that's fouled off. 1-2, the count remains. Looking for a great place when it comes to wedding receptions, birthday parties, graduation parties, or other celebrations. Stop in at the Viroqua Eagles, post 2707 in downtown Viroqua. Check out their food specials that they have on Fridays and such. Time is asked and given by Miller. Slack he can operate pretty quickly. He gets the ball in his hand and he wants to be firing right away. Miller fouls it off. Good battle right now by Miller. Down 1-2 in the count, but he's fought off a couple pitches. There, he's not going to, as that's going to be called a strike at the knees. He gave a little look and a whistle back to the umpire like, whoa, wasn't that just a touch downstairs? But they've been calling that, this umpire's been calling that all night long. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We will move to the bottom half of the fourth inning coming up here in just a moment's time.
All right, welcome back to the bottom of the fourth inning. We've got Casey Kowalczyk, the second baseman, leading it off for the 138ers. Big inning, last inning, scoring 4 runs, now up 4-0 is Viroqua.
They really manufactured a couple of those runs, didn't they?
They took credit for a few pass balls by the catcher Miller, but
that was 2 runs. But you have to take advantage of those little things if you want to be a championship team.
Yes, we've talked about that a few times already. This is going to be a game of those little mistakes.
And it doesn't matter if it's football, if it's wrestling or basketball, whatever it is. Keep the fundamentals, stay within yourself, and you can be pretty successful.
1-1 in the count to Kowalczyk. Now it's 2-1 with that ball in the dirt. Looks like we've got a pinch hitter for Ferget, because that's Andy Quakenbush came over to got that ball. 3-1 the count to Kowalczyk.
Well, and Ferget was pinch hit for by McDowell earlier.
Yes.
And so that meant that Benny was out of the game. There is no re-entry in Legion ball.
Nope. And McDowell he reached first base on a fielder's choice. This ball is going to be popped up to the center fielder for out number 1.
Conco ranging towards right center and made the easy grab.
So Andrew Quakenbush now pinched hitting for Ferget coming out of right field.
Number 11 is Andy Quakenbush.
Yeah, home plate ump's like, wait. Who are you? Why are you here?
Let me get this straight, huh?
It's nice to see these guys getting in the game. McDowell able to, like I said, reach first base on a fielder's choice and then eventually score.
And he laid down a great bunt, and Piontek decided to try and get the runner at third, and he was late.
And that's that low strike zone that we've talked about too. He's 0-2 the count to Quakenbush. Quakenbush didn't get the memo that got to swing at those low ones. high ball.
I guess not.
Now got to protect a little bit. And they're going to catch him looking for out number 2.
Well, we've seen that is 5 standing Ks now.
2 outs now as we go to the top of the order.
So that'll bring the top of the order, Griffin Olson, up to bat with Evan Hubach on deck. 2 outs. We'll see if Olson can stay hot after the single in the 3rd inning. Inside in the dirt, ball 1. And that's going to drop and be a little bit inside as well.
Home, garden, lawn equipment. Boy, the fall season, if you like steel chainsaws, check out Effinger's Equipment Sales and Service on the north side of Viroqua. Mark will give you some good pointers on what to be looking for, size of those chainsaws.
2 on the count to Olson after he saw a low pitch. Second baseman's going to take that grounder, throw to first on the 4-3 putout for the last out of the bottom of the 4th inning. So no runs on no hits, no errors, no one left on base. So we'll take a quick break, come back with the top of the 5th inning after a few words from our sponsors.
Certified Builders LLC. I think Todd Stolmach is in the audience tonight. Thank you, Todd. Schuster's Tavern, Denmark State Bank, Rookie's Bar and Grill, Conley Chiropractic, Velocity Performance Training, Psalm Partners, Snyder Chiropractic, Pro One Property Services, PKfer, Septic Service, Northern Pipe, Directional Drilling Services, and Insurance Service Center. But thank you.
Well, as we come back again, thanks to all of our terrific sponsors, we want to say thanks to the Denmark Legion playing here in the championship game. The Denmark Legion supporting this Class A broadcast. I can't thank him enough. Thanks to Mark Looker, who has been a good go-to person around here. Where food is grown, not made, that means it's Culver's of Viroqua. Stop in and check out all that they have. They have a flavor of the day, each and every day. Well, let's see what we've got here.
We got 1-1 the count.
And it is, let's see, Miller was out. This has got to be Piontek, number 15. Yep. I got off kilter a little bit. That's not too surprising. Start looking at stuff here and
we were just talking, we're sitting just a few feet away from the WVRQ boys, and between the two of them have got to have about 110 years experience with calling games.
Oh my goodness, it's been.
Can you imagine the sports that those men have seen?
Well, here's the crazy part. I mean, literally, I do remember them doing radio when I was wrestling in high school. And that's been eons ago. So, you know.
Did they broadcast that in Morse code?
They did. I could see them going. And then it was a big thud. There's the pin, right? Oh.
Well, Piontek now is up full count. We get sidetracked here. Remember, there's a baseball game going on.
There is a good one too. Fouled back.
That's the third one he's fouled back. He's really battling, and Slack's throwing him just enough good stuff to make him want to swing.
You know, this is the part that's fun in baseball because you know it's like, what's he going to throw next? Should I throw this? You know, the catcher, Hubach, calls the pitches.
Yep, Hubach is going to get a chance at this one too. Oh, slid right into the fence. You guys probably can't see that.
No way I can get to that one, yeah.
But he was a little worried about a head-on collision.
Yeah, I would be too.
And it would have been too had he not been paying attention. Oh, we'll give him that one.
There's not a lot of give in that fence.
No.
Pretty well reinforced there. So Piontek still battling at 3-2. And this one is lifted foul, third base side.
Swanson's not going to be able to get to that. That's probably about 30, 40 feet foul.
Well, he turned on it pretty good. Slack trying to come up with an offering that can send Piontek back to the bench. Did he get it? No,
Nope.
It's going to be a ball. Just a little bit high, and he checked his swing in time.
Yeah, he thought it was just good enough that he's like, oh, nope, better not. Well, that was a great battle between pitcher and batter.
Really was.
Owen DeGrand.
Here is DeGrand. DeGrand coming in. Let's see what he has here.
The Denmark guys were really congratulating him on getting Slack to throw a whole bunch of pitches.
Yeah. There's a strike. That rode in on the zone. I didn't hear where Clayton was at. We'll have to catch it after this inning. He just missed on that curve. Boy, oh boy. We've seen some very similar to that ring people up. Tried it again. That one was even shorter, though. Time is called and given here again. Fly ball, right fielder Quakenbush coming in. He'll make the grab. Nice job there by Andy. One down.
That brings up left fielder number 23, Jay Valerius.
Clintonville Legion Baseball Club. Boy, watch out for those guys next year. They got a lot of people back, and they'll strive to make the state tournament again down in Viroqua. Called strike. West Salem regional champions, Coach Gavagon, Sean Gavagon. Well, they too will make a run at the state tournament. Here's a high chopper, and the pick, the throw, they got him at second base. Fielder's choice for Valerius. The out, Valerius, I can't hardly say that one. You think I'd get it down by the fifth day. Not always.
So with Slack graduating, usually it would leave such a hole there at second base, but
shortstop area.
Or at second, shortstop. Sorry. But you've got Griffin Olson possibly coming right in behind him. But where do you want to play Griffin at? He's a great third baseman.
Yeah.
He could pretty much pick his spot. He's probably going to be the top pitcher next year, if not, number 2.
Well, I would think he'd be the top pitcher.
You've got a good up-and-coming catcher in Clayton Weston, but he could probably be the starting catcher too.
Right. And Hubach is coming back. Yeah, Viroqua going to be very solid next year.
We've got a lot of great junior Legion guys, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be some battles for some spots on the varsity school ball team, for sure. And I think everybody here on the field, except for Slack, is eligible to play Legion ball next year as well.
You're right.
So there's
ground ball. The pick. Olsen over to first base in time to get the out. Well, they get the leadoff walk. Olsak grounds 6-3 to end the inning, though. After the walk, it's a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. We are sitting at a 4-0 score here. Viroqua coming to bat here in the bottom half of inning number 5.
Well, still up toward the top of the order, Evan Hubach going to start off the bottom of the 5th inning for the 138ers. He's going to take a high ball 1. Viroqua leading by a score of 4-0. Don't want to say they've got any nails in the coffin yet, but they've been playing very well. Now a little ground ball to the pitcher for the put out at first base. A 1-3 combo for out number 1. That's going to bring up Slack with Oliver on deck and Lendoski in the hole. Slack reaching first base on a walk in the first inning and popped up to the second baseman in the third. He's going to pop up again. That's going to be over. That's fair territory almost. Just foul. The shortstop's going to come over for the catch.
Yeah, Kapanos with great range, and he was behind the third baseman quickly.
Brings up the cleanup hitter.
Thanks going out to the CNC landscaping crew down there on the south side, just past Viroqua Hills on the right as you're heading south on Highway 14.
So Oliver's going to take a stab at an outside pitch. He's going to foul it up just almost to the third baseline. The pitcher going to come over for out number 3. So Viroqua goes 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. Score still 4-0, 138ers. So we will take a quick break and come back in just a moment's time.
Well, we thank Century 21 affiliated. That's Michelle Williams on the south side of Viroqua. Looking for hunting land or a place to sit back and relax, go to Century 21 and Michelle Williams, 742 South Main, or give her a call, 637-8882. Talk to her about a $100 closing cost allowance certificate when you purchase or sell through Century 21. Thanks again to CNC Landscaping. Here's a ground ball. Olsen pick. The throw is in time. Wow. 6-3 on the put out. That was the top of the order with Kapanos. He is a speedy out.
The Denmark batter is the
Viroqua infield playing great baseball tonight.
Now stepping in is Brennan Miller. CNC Landscaping will carry a wide variety of trees and shrubs that are earmarked for our Northland climate. So stop in, talk to them. Or if you're looking at retaining walls, here's a drive, and it's going to be caught. Boy, that ball just died. I thought it was going to go further than it did, and I didn't have it on the right camera. I apologize, but went out to Griffin Olsen, who got out to shallow center field and made the grab.
For Denmark, the center fielder, number 22, Hayden Kunkel.
Here's a pop-up, first base side, and the catch
Matheson.
out of play. Matheson, great hustle. He got there in a hurry, and that is a big 1-2-3 inning that the Viroqua defense has got to love. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We're going to come back here with the top of the bottom
Bottom of six.
Bottom of the sixth, that's right. Viroqua, the home team.
Braden Lendoski.
Well, here we go with the sixth inning, bottom half. Thanks to all those great sponsors that you've been able to see throughout each and every inning, in between the innings. We appreciate their terrific support.
So Lendoski with a ground ball up to the second baseman. Second baseman will make the throw to first base in time for out number one in the bottom of the sixth inning.
That was Luke Miller over there at second base with the good scoop and fire.
Next up, first baseman, number 21.
4-3 to put out. For out number one, we'll bring up the first baseman, Noah Matheson, who made that great catch to end the fifth, or the end of the top half of the sixth inning. We'll watch strike one come across the plate. In the dirt for ball one. 1-1 the count.
Buzzy's Home Furniture supporting today's broadcast. The best brands are at Buzzy's. Stop in and see what the buzz is all about. Thanks to Mark and the great crew.
And a little rocket right up to the third base. The throw is gonna pull the first baseman, number 17, DeGard.
Well, they're going to talk about this one as the umpires are going to converge. First base umpire was actually not too sure of himself, even though he made the emphatic safe sign. Now they're going to make the call for the out. Matheson not happy with that one. Can't say you blame him in that sense. That's just the competitor in you.
Yeah. Well, 2 up, 2 down so far. That'll bring up Ashton Swanson, the left fielder. And that was, who made that throw? Was that the third baseman or the shortstop?
That is a good question.
I'll make something up. Swanson, the count, 1-1. Inside, ball 2.
Thanks to Darren and his crew at Auto Parts Auto Value on the north side of Viroqua, committed to providing the parts that you need at prices that are affordable. Call them today at 637 or 2178. Located again at 1306 North Main. Well, maybe call them tomorrow, not tonight. Unless they have an answering machine, I don't know.
Full count to Swanson. Here comes the payoff pitch. Looking strike 3. Well, that will bring the top of the 7th inning. We'll see if Denmark can put anything together offensively. So after 6.5, the score 4-0. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
For Denmark in the 7th inning, third baseman, Logan Hoplum.
Well, here we go with the first pitch. It's a ground ball picked up, and the toss is not in time. Infield single. Paplum hustling down the line beats it out.
That was the first hit for Denmark.
Is that right? I think you're right. Now that you say that. Wow.
Well, Viroqua just 3 outs away.
Now stepping in is Luke Miller. Swing and a miss.
Beautiful off-speed pitch.
That's fouled back, now 0-2. Thanks to the Altoona Legion baseball team. You know, Carl, I was talking about that Altoona team. A pretty young team. They had some young guys playing, but boy, did they play baseball well. They wound up in the number 4 spot in this tournament, and hats off to them. We might see them back again down in Viroqua next year. That ball's lifted foul. Nobody out and a runner on. Luke Miller sitting 0-2. Got to protect here. Slack comes in with a bit of a curveball, and it's fought off. Foul again to the left side. Well, they're going to have some closing ceremonies, whatever it is, ceremony going on here afterwards. I'm sure they'll give out their all-state team selection. Here's a nice swing for a base hit. And runner taking off, and he's going to slide in to third base. Denmark has something cooking now with nobody out and 2 on. They trail 4-0.
First and third. And the batter is pitcher.
Here is the pitcher in Piontek, as he'll look to put the bat on the ball, create some problems here. First one is upstairs. Swing and a miss. That offering down in on the knees. Slack with the off speed, and he just missed.
Oh, couldn't have been by much.
Well, not to sound biased, but some of those pitches were punch outs, as I mentioned before. That was an excellent try. It's now 2-1. Pops this one up and giving chase, and it's out of play. Slack made it look like it was going to stay in, but that really took off. 2-2 now. New life here for Denmark with nobody out and 2 on. A little more spirit now. Just got a piece of that. The guys would say good hang on that one to get the bat on the ball. Slack with the 2-2 count. That's hit foul on a slice. Whew. He turned on that one.
Well, he's thrown more pitches to this batter than he has in a couple of innings in this game.
Yeah, because they were 1-2-3. In the sixth, there was a walk, and then 1-2-3. And a hit, and a 1-2-3 again. So not a lot of pitches, but they're making them work right now. They being Denmark, host site of this Class A state championship. Viroqua, the home team. So Denmark is at their last at bat. Oh, there's a walk upstairs. And now the tying run comes up to the plate. Waiting to see if we're going to have a check. And here comes the walk. Going to have a quick timeout. We'll do the same. I don't know that we'll have a pitching change, but we're just going to have a meeting of the minds.
The next Denmark batter is number 17, Owen DeGrand.
Owen DeGrand steps in. He'll take a strike. Well, the conversation, they gave him a few extra seconds there, I think, before the umpire went out there. There's a ball off the glove. They'll flip to second and get an out. They'll give up a run, but that's okay for them. Off the glove of Slack coming off the mound, stretched out. Let's see, they get the out. It's a fielder's choice. They get the out at second for one down. Miller winds up at third. Still, the tying run is up to bat. There's a strike.
God, that's gotten a lot of these Denmark batters, that pitch.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. That one he just reared back and fired a strike. Thanks to American Family Insurance, the Phil Strand Agency, supporting today's baseball game. Viroqua, Westby, it's the family that you choose. They have all kinds of great insurance products. That's upstairs. Nearly went, but showed pretty good discipline. Valerless at 1-2. Curveball, that one was outside. 2-2. Fly ball, right field. Quakenbush underneath for the grab.
Well, they didn't send who was on third?
That
Miller.
Who was it? Miller, yeah. Well, that's a little bit of a surprise there.
Viroqua just 1 out away from sealing the deal. They got runners on the corners.
For Denmark right fielder Ethan
Here is
Olsak.
Ethan Olsak. He's 0 for 2, so watch out. A tough hitter now. Curveball just outside. Thanks again to all those sponsors to help bring you today's action. Thanks for all the help, and Carl, thanks for being here.
Well, thanks for letting me sit in.
There's a base hit. We're not done yet, but tell you what, this Denmark squad, and I said Olsak, number 9 hitter, watch out for him.
Olsak with the RBI single. Second runner.
Tying run is at first base. Runners at first and second with 2 down, and now you're back up to the top of the order. Crunch time for Denmark, and for Viroqua, for that matter. Here's a chopper, third base side, and they'll bobble, try to tag him, and he's safe. Wow. Tying run now at second. Yeah, this is not going to be easy. Fielder's choice.
Now batting for Denmark.
Actually, air, excuse me.
Pitcher number 21, Braden Miller.
E5, and boy, this is not an easy out. Brennan Miller. He's heading on to college to play ball. Been rock solid for this Denmark squad over the years. There's a strike, 1-1. (4-2) the score. Bases loaded here for Denmark with 2 down. Pops this one up in foul territory, and it's going to be caught. Making the grab out here was Camden Oliver, and there are your state champions. 2021 It's the Viroqua 138ers. Carl,
I'm
what?
going to need a minute to get the blood pressure down just a little bit. I had a little touch of anxiety, but what a great couple games to watch. I'm glad I made the trek from Viroqua to see it in person.
Yes. I tell you what, these two teams really battled. Congratulations to Denmark, a terrific host, and congratulations to Viroqua. The 138ers pick up the state championship here today from Denmark, and it was just a crazy 2 games for Viroqua. They had a huge lead against Waupun, gave up that lead, and was tied 10-10 before picking up 2 runs to get the victory 12-10. And today here, Carl, they sneak one away with a 4-2 victory.
Yeah, they scored 4 runs on 3 hits. They ended up leaving 3 guys on base, but Denmark didn't get their first hit of the game until the top of the 7th inning.
Right.
And they ended up, how many hits did they have? They have 3 hits?
They had, I don't know if I even marked them. I know that was a hit. They had the first 2 were hits, and there was a hit here before the pop-up, so 3 hits in the inning, yeah. And this was the pop-up to third base to end the inning.
They sure wanted to win this one in style, letting the top of the order have their way with the men on base and only trailing by 4.
Yeah.
And able to cut that in half by 2 before finally Viroqua sealing the deal.
Well, it was quite the ball game here. We're going to have some closing ceremony stuff going on, so I think I don't know if what all they're going to do here. I think we'll do this. Let's put our commercials on, and we'll see what the game plan is, and we'll come back here to finalize today's tournament action. I know they're going to have the presentation and at least give out the state championship plaque. It's actually a trophy, pretty neat trophy. I saw it upstairs, runner-up and state championship. So maybe we'll have a camera on that. Who knows? If they do it out here at home plate, we'll be okay. All right, we'll be right back. Well, back we come here, Ken Manning along with Carl Zuby, and we're going to just kind of close some things down here a little bit for Carl as he's going to be heading back to Viroqua. And Carl, today you just don't know what's going to happen when you go into a tournament. You got 3 teams with a loss, and it's elimination each and every time. And, Viroqua came through, and they shined today, and that was huge for them.
Well, what a great culmination to the season that these boys have had. They've played hard. What was their record coming in? Like 30?
They were 29-4, I think.
9-4. To close out this Legion season with 5 losses is amazing.
Yeah.
And these guys are just a great group of guys. I've had almost all of them in class, and great guys to be around, joke around with, and I can't think of a better way to end their summer season with the state championship.
Yeah. Well, these guys, there's no guarantee that they can do it again, next year, even though everybody is coming back, because each and every game, each and every season is different, and you want to grasp that victory and get that feeling when you can. And they were able to do that today with 2 big wins.
Well, they've still got one more big weekend. I guess I shouldn't say culmination of their summer. They've got nationals coming up in, was it Waupun next weekend?
Waupun, yeah. It's the, what do they, I forget what they call it exactly, but regional nationals, I think, is the terminology.
Well, they're going to have, I'd heard from one of the parents that there's a home run derby on Thursday night there, and Camden Oliver and Clayton Slack are going to be participating.
Are they? Well, that'll be fun. They'll enjoy that. That's for sure. Well, they're going to do some other things here. They're going to do some presentations here. We'll put the mic out for them. But, Carl, I just want to say thanks to you for coming up here and stepping in and helping out. That was much appreciated, and it's always a pleasure.
Well, not a problem. Thanks for having me. You guys can't see this at home, but Ken's got some honey and cough drops sitting up in front of him. He's been talking to himself for the better part of 4 days, 5 days.
I've had to use them too. It really does help. Well, we're going to put the mic out for everybody to hear. The PA guy, they're going through the teams, the individuals. So with that, thanks for watching. We're going to keep the camera out and running here. And I'm going to just let things happen that way. Carl, thanks again. We hope that all of you have enjoyed watching this Western Wisconsin Video Production LLC of Legion Class A State Baseball. For Carl Zuby, I'm Ken Manning. Stay tuned here. Stay listening, folks. We're going to give you the players of the state tournament.
From Denmark, Abe Kapanos. Brennan Miller. Hayden Conkle. And Logan Popham. And representing Viroqua, Griffin Olson. Clayton Slack. Evan Rubash. Casey Kowalczyk. And Camden Oliver. We ask that those players all get together for a photo. Congratulations to all of our all-tournament team players for 2021. Great job, fellas. Thanks, guys. We would also like to name our Sportsmanship Award, and that award goes to Altoona, Post 550, Coach Mike Jenkins. Congratulations to Altoona. And now we'd like to present our award for the Hitting Award. And the winner of the Hitting Award is Camden Oliver. Camden will Camden brought a big bat to the last couple of games. And the most valuable player of the 2021 Wisconsin American Legion Class A State Tournament, Clayton Slack. Now we would ask if Coach Blake Garrix of the runner-up Denmark Legion team, please step forward for your team's runner-up trophy. All right, and then the members of the runner-up Denmark squad. Abe Kapanos. Brennan Miller. Hayden Conkle. Logan Poplum. Luke Miller. Reese Piontek. Owen DeGrand. Jay Valerius. Ethan Olsack. Kenny Satori. Nolan Perry. Reese Johnson. Drake Derricks. Isaac Dittmer. Jacob Dittmer. John Whittle. Jacob Lemons. And unable to compete because of surgery, Drake Locklear. Congratulations, Denmark. This team made of mostly the high school team, which, as you know, is WIA Division II state champions. And they had a long haul, considering open gym started in January, and here we are in August. So congratulations, guys, on a fantastic season. And now, the players receiving their medals for the champion Viroqua Post 138, Griffin Olson.
We'll do that at the end.
Evan Hudash. Clayton Slack. Camden Oliver. Braden Lendoski. Noah Matheson. Ashton Swanson. Casey Kowalczyk. Benny Fergit. Aiden McDowell. Clayton Preston. Andy Baumkamp. Ethan Solberg. Andy Quakenbush. And Tyler Quakenbush. Viroqua had a 29-4 regular season run. They as well have had a long season, a long haul, and we congratulate them. Wood head coach Pete Swanson, please step forward to receive your team's first place trophy. Congratulations again to Viroqua, Post 138. And their 2021 State of Wisconsin American Legion Class A champions. We want to thank everybody for making this week possible. Thanks to all the teams, coaches, parents. Hope everybody had an enjoyable weekend. And we wish everyone safe travels Till next time, thank you from Denmark. Good night, everybody.